How's it going, everybody? Yamez here with Island Metal Forge. Today I'm going to start a kind of a new playlist, new series. Most of my videos are for, entertainment or inspiration. They're just kind of like projects that I've worked on or that I'm working on or trying out. However, I see almost constantly the same questions asked from ultra beginner smiths almost every day, if not at least every week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a First Fire beginners series, and this is aimed pretty much to those who have never hit hot steel before. This is aimed to those who are thinking about it but may be afraid to start due to financial reasons, or not knowing where to start, where to begin. Like when you start anything, the first thing you need to know is what questions to ask. And for many of us, we figure out what questions to ask by trying. So I'm going to put together a series, First Fire, building, the cheapest possible do-it-yourself forge that, is made from stuff laying around the shop, garage, or easily purchased for cheap. And then I'm going to move on to things like, anvils and anvil substitutes and things like that. Then I'll move into like super extreme basics, projects and practices for the beginner smith. Things like tapers, square to rounds, simple bending, whatever super simple project that you see throughout any of my videos or throughout anybody else's videos where they kind of breeze past it because it's such a basic skill. I'm going to try and do quick, short, to the point videos on how to do those. So that's what this series is about. And as I said, coming up first, we have building your very first do-it-yourself forge. And after I show you the footage of building it, I'm going to come back here and kind of go over it a little bit more in depth than I did out there. Okay? So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope you guys find this extremely useful. Alright. Alright, I don't know if you can see this, it is pretty bright out today, but what you have is a small hole with a trench that angles up so that you can take your pipe and lay it down into it so that it blasts onto the fire, onto the fuel. And then you'll bury this up. Let me use the shovel. Okay, so you basically have a fire pot, the tweer, the air source, and then I will be connecting it to a blower. You can use, obviously, a hair dryer works best. I am trying to use what I have on hand to show that with whatever you have on hand, you can pretty much do it. And so I'm using a vacuum on blow, and I'm using my dimmer switch, my motor controller switch that I made in a previous video. I'll link that up here as well. I highly recommend using non-galvanized pipe. If you do have galvanized pipe, soak it in vinegar for a day or two to remove some of the zinc coating, and then it should be alright. The only part that's really getting heated is the very end, so you really only need to degalvanize the very end of it. But I'm going to hook this all up, show you what it looks like, and then fill it with some charcoal and get a fire going. Alright, so in the pit I've got some paper and cardboard, and I've started to put some charcoal in there. Okay, we got the lump charcoal, not the briquettes. The briquettes have all sorts of impurities and you know, things to make it, basically make it into a briquette. The charcoal is basically partially burned wood, and that's ideal. They've used this for thousands of years. It doesn't always need to be coal, you know, so kind of what you can get to get started. All right, so I'm going to light the fire. I'm going to turn the blower on, and I've actually sunk a sledgehammer head, and I have just a ball peen hammer that anybody should have, you know, laying around the shop. For tongs, I'm actually using some vice grips, and I'm just going to heat this up and do a real quick taper, and we'll get into those in another video. All right, so it is a bit windy, so we'll see how this goes. As you can see, I've kind of got a roaring fire going. Alrighty. Now I got the piece in the fire. we'll see what it takes. Now, full disclosure, I am extremely used to working in a shop. I'm extremely used to working not in the sun, so, which does affect how you see the metals, how you see the color, the heat of the steel. But I can use this as a shadow. Or rather, me as a shadow. Sorry about the wind, everybody. But this is super simple, super cheap, stuff around the house way to get started in blacksmithing. Woohoo! Just like a campfire, it just, you know, the smoke's constantly coming right at me. Alright guys, so what we have is the hole with the burned charcoal, and the air source, like I showed you earlier, was that pipe, and I just used tape and couplings to bring it to a vacuum, which is powered by that little switch that I made up, and there's a video for that on my channel. I'll link it in this video. Yeah. Well, let's get back inside. Alrighty guys, now full disclosure, that was my very first time ever doing a pit forge, a dirt forge. First time doing a side blast forge. It's not the first time I've done charcoal because that's what I started with. I actually started with briquettes As a matter of fact, floating around the shop here, I have like the 15 briquettes left from the last bag I purchased before I finally got myself some coal. You don't necessarily want to use the briquettes because of the amount of, they have additives, and it's basically ground, pulp and compressed, and you don't, it's got a lot of additives that kind of just don't do much. They create, all sorts of ash that doesn't, they're just not as efficient as a good solid lump hardwood charcoal. Better yet is even coal, if you can get it. I have some videos on coal. They're not specifically like, they're not specifically information about coal. It's just kind of how to light coal and stuff. They're in my Twisted Tutorials playlist. But anyway, also my very first time using a sledgehammer head as an anvil, and I actually, it was pretty interesting. I was able to move the steel almost as easily as using my anvil. The only concern that I saw that you can see during the shooting of the video was how to get the proper angles to get that, bent over and kind of this, that, and the other thing, trying to get it right. But, pound for pound, it really kind of works. So, in the next video, I will be going over different anvils, including the sledgehammer, including the Harbor Freight anvil, rail plate, rail, track pieces, whatever I can basically find around the shop to, beat some steel on. I'm going to try and do, some information about it and give a try. They're going to be simple tries. I'm not going to do anything elaborate on the anvils. It's just showing heating and beating steel on different objects. So look forward to that. But yeah, this works, and I liked it. If you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe, ring that notification, because I intend on doing a whole series of these beginner videos, in addition to my other videos and my live streams. And feel free to hop into those and ask any questions. And if you guys have any suggestions of like extreme beginner questions that I may be able to answer or show, it can be as simple as how do you fix a rhombus, or how do you do squared around, or how do you do a long taper, or this, that, or the other thing, the simple basic stuff. And we'll put together a playlist for this. So thank you. I appreciate all you guys. Have fun learning, have fun with your first fires, and let me know how it goes, Right down in the comments. Down there. With all your friends. They're all talking. Go join them. Hearts and health, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one.